decisions of the board will be based on competent and substantial evidence, including testimony provided in this meeting. Any person who is not an applicant or agent that wishes to speak will need to fill out a speaker's card located at the side table by the door and then turn them into the clerk. Each member of the public will be given 3 minutes to speak on each item. Please refrain from speaking from the audience, and applause or cheering will not be allowed. Please silence your cell phones. Can we have a roll call, please?
John Moreland.
Here.
Owen Curley.
Here.
Jeff Trular.
Here.
Todd Smith.
Here.
Jennifer Williams. Here. Matt Metz. Laura Tierney.
Here.
Okay, we don't have any minutes to approve. Do we have any correspondence? No? No correspondence? Okay. No old business either, so let's go to the new business. Can you call the first case?
First case is case BOA 24-10019, applicant David Young. Property address 26 North 20th Avenue. Motion to consider sections 34-34E1F for 57% lot coverage, remove 35% maximum. 34-34E1C2 for a side yard setback of 5 feet on both sides in lieu of 10 feet minimum. 34-34E1C1 for a front yard setback of 10 feet in lieu of 20 feet minimum. 34-340E1C3 for rear yard setback of 15 feet in lieu of 30 feet for construction of a new single-family dwelling located at property address 26 20th Avenue North.
As a reminder, each member of the public will be given 3 minutes to speak when we open the public hearing. Does any board member have any ex parte communication?
I had about a 5-minute conversation on the phone with Ian Brown regarding the first case this evening, where he basically described how he's changed his proposal from the last time he was here.
Is there anything in that conversation that would want you to preclude your voting on this?
No.
Okay.
I've had none.
I've had none.
I had a phone call also, just basically to make sure I got the packet and then elucidated them.
Ian Brown called me, but I did not take the call. We didn't speak about the packet or information.
And I received a phone message, but I didn't call him back. So, okay, will the applicant please come forward to be sworn in and give their presentation?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name and address.
Ian Brown, 245 Riverside Ave, Suite 100, Jacksonville, Florida, 32202. All right. I'm going to be much more brief than last time, so this is a reapplication. I believe we have a lot of similar faces, but I'm not sure if Ms. Cheney was here, but this was originally applied for a redevelopment of a single-family home into a duplex. As we all remember, we had community objection, primarily over traffic congestion, safety, and parking. So I'm condensing it all. We went back to the drawing board, no pun intended, and we resubmitted, worked with Mr. Joseph, came back with a single-family home application. I proactively reached out to everybody on the board as well as all the neighbors, and I did connect with, he's traveling, but I did connect with Mr. Kevin Gay multiple times. He is pleased with the application. He may have sent a family member, I'm not sure, but we spoke at length. Spoke to the adjacent easterly neighbor, Catherine, and her son is here today. She is out of state, but we spoke at length. Spoke to the executive pastor of First Christian Church, and he is not an objection. I don't think he sent anyone today, but they are our neighbor in Neptune and our contiguous fellowship hall neighbors. So all of our contiguous immediate neighbors, I made an attempt to contact. I was successful with all of the immediate neighbors. So we come back to you now with a single family application. I believe we now have the support of the community. We have a staff approval recommendation. Other than the single family, the front set, the whole envelope was slid back 2.5 feet, so now there's a full 10-foot front setback. At the northeasterly corner, so the oceanfront corner, that is, you can see the dotted line up by the bottom of the D for department. That is roughly a 5.5 improvement, meaning further back from where the current building sits. So that corner is the most dramatic. It's also the most visible. It's the oceanfront corner, so that tucks back. And then We can stipulate if you like, it's in our submitted plan, our submitted site plan, but two-car garage. Because we went, like we said, we came back and it was traffic congestion, safety and parking. What can we do? Take it down from two-family to single-family, commit to a functional two-car garage, that's in our site plan. It's the same side setbacks as before, the building is set back now 10 feet. And so now there's room for 2 cars in a functional garage, and you have 10 feet. I just went there before coming here right now. There's also about an additional 25 feet of concrete until the asphalt. It's not the subject property, but you'll have 10 feet, 25 to 27 feet, and then blacktop. So it'll be very functional. So I'll stand by for questions. I don't want to run long like I did last time, but I'm happy to answer any questions. I think there's maybe some people from the community that might speak, but I'm here for any questions.
Okay, thank you. Is any board members have questions?
Just, I saw the comments that you reduced it 25% from the original plan, is that correct?
So the density came down from 2 to 1. That was the main
So
revision.
that's how the 25%? Okay. But I guess the question was, in the last application, you were far more forward on that application, is that correct?
Correct. So we were 2.5 feet back from the current improvements. It meanders a little bit. It's not a perfect straight line. Now it's 5.5 from the oceanfront corner. You can see it's
Yes, so where the existing building is, thank you.
the dotted line. I know it's not the perfect graph. The dotted line is existing, so it comes back off the road, 2-car garage, single-family home.
Thank you. No question.
Any other questions? Okay, you can have a seat, sir. I will now open the public hearing. Do we have any speaker cards?
We have a speaker card from Scott Stewart, Bogus, which he wishes to address the board.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name and address.
Stuart Bogus, 22 20th Avenue North. Hello again, council. This is actually the second time I've come and speak to you all to discuss the future of 26 20th Avenue North. Spoke at the council meeting that occurred in March. My family has reviewed the new plans for the structure, and the developers have made several adjustments to the building, which you just covered, being the 2-car garage, the additional setback, and now it's going to be a single-family home, which is important to us. In addition, the developers called my parents and discussed soundproofing the eastern wall, help with some of our other complaints about noise, pollution, that kind of thing. Assuming everything's been in good faith, we just want to make sure the changes that were proposed have been followed through. Anyways, we agree with the board's recommendation to approve this lot. And thank you all for your time and consideration, and thank you as well for your input. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a speaker card from Jesse Cracker.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name and address.
Jesse Craker, 20th Avenue North, Jacksonville Beach. So we're two homes to the east of the property in question. At the last meeting, my partner Kevin Gase spoke and raised the concerns we had at the time, and our two primary concerns were the duplex and the limited setback from the road. So we, first off, really appreciate the new homeowners taking our neighborly feedback into consideration, the board's feedback into consideration, and making the adjustments. We have one main concern, and it really stems from our, I guess you could say, lack of understanding of the variance process. And so it may not be a valid concern. So if it's all right with you all, I'd like to raise a question to the board in terms of how the variance process works in a hypothetical situation, and then based on that, I determine whether we object or not. So our question is this. So in my mind,
I think you should, if you're directing hypothetical questions to us, you should direct those to the city.
We can.
Okay. We can't comment on that.
Okay, gotcha. So, so in the variance request, in my mind, there's two parts of it. It's the setback and then the description of the property being built, which is obviously being changed from a duplex to a single family in the current application. Hypothetical situation where the variance is approved and the property owner decides for whatever reason that they want to actually change and build a duplex instead of a single family home, would that require, that change would be required to go back through the same board approval process as you're going through now, or can they just do it without approval?
That would be best to discuss with the city, not at this board.
I don't know. Yeah, he would have to redo it again, because after he gets granted this, if he gets granted this, he has to have an actual survey to prove what he did. So if he wanted to change it, he would have to redo a variance.
Okay, thank you for that. So based on that information, we have no objection to the application.
Okay, any other speakers cards?
No speakers cards.
Okay, is there anyone in the audience who's not filled out a speaker's card that wishes to speak?
Don Young, 309 Ahern Street, Atlantic Beach.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Okay, so we're the ones that own the property there, that purchased the property with the house on it. Originally, we've been here since 1985. I was a young sailor in the Navy, moved outside of Mayport, and we've been here off and on ever since. So we see, like everybody else see, the prices of housing and lots and everything going up at the beach. We have two daughters, both of them were born abroad when we were stationed abroad, but we all still call the beaches our home. Whether we've lived in Atlantic Beach, I lived in Neptune Beach, was my first house, was a townhouse. We lived in Ponte Vedra Beach, now we're back down in Atlantic Beach. So when we seen this property come up, our intent was to have a place for both of our daughters to have. So we just said, if we could keep the same existing footprint, and we could put a duplex there, that was the plan. Then they both have a place they could come stay at the beach. Obviously, that wasn't approved, so we went back and put another plan together that has a two-car garage and has a little further setback than the original property to allow for more parking if people so choose to park there. So really, our whole plan was just to make sure that our daughters had a place to live here at the beaches when they come down and visited, or if my daughter who lives in India right now actually comes back here and moves in full time. So that is really the plan of that property. If anybody was wondering, hey, what are they trying to do? What are they going to do? So that is our real plan.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience who's not filled out a speaker's card that wishes to speak? Okay, seeing none, I will now close the public hearing and bring the item back to the board for discussion. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve BOA 24-100019 based on testimony and evidence provided. The request has met all the standards, variances outlined in section 34286 of Land Development Code as shown and discussed at the meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
No, I'm satisfied that the process worked.
I think this is how the system is supposed to work.
Okay, no further comments. We'll go ahead and have a roll call vote.
John Moorman,
Yes.
Jeff Trular,
Yes.
Todd Smith,
Yes.
Jennifer Williams,
Yes.
Owen Crowley.
Yes, your request for variance has been approved. We call the next one.
Next case is BOA 24-10020, applicant Christopher and Mary Dell, property address 813 North 7th Avenue. Wish to consider sections 34-337E1C2 for combined side yard setback of 13 8 with 15 feet minimum. 34337E1E 40% lot coverage in lieu of 35% maximum. For a two-story addition to the rear property of an existing single-family dwelling located at property address 813 North 7th Avenue.
Unfortunately, this one was advertised the wrong way, so it's been deferred and moved to June 4th. We said 44%, but 40%.
Do we need to vote on that, or you should?
Yeah, we have to defer to that. We moved it already on re-advertising and everything.
The next meeting's on June 4th, and we have 2 new business and 1, I guess we can do this altogether for this